crashing anyway, very technical. So welcome anyway, a bit of a late start, but welcome to the new moon gathering in February, falling in Aquarius, and also the Chinese New Year of the Dragon. And the theme, the Sabian symbol theme for this new moon is resilience and determination to succeed, which can sound a bit egotistical, but when we look at it in an Aquarian way, it is the global success that it talks about. And it also talks about recovering from setbacks, with a view, looking at those setbacks in a different way, in a way that you can find new solutions. The way society views things that don't go to plan as a failure, and in fact, or a mistake. And in fact, there are no mistakes, there are just lessons. So it's all about looking at what lessons do we have to learn. Equally, in the last few sessions, maybe most of last year, there was a theme of letting go of that which doesn't serve you. The phrase letting go, I think, is a bit glib, because it's quite hard to let go of relationships, patterns of relationships with everything in your world, just like that. It takes time. And as a result, I'd like you today to view the part where we do the breathing, where we observe those things that have occurred during the week, during the month or the day that you would like to release. If you would choose maybe one or two of those memories that would be the subject of that which you would like to change eventually. And just after this session, write it down, just one or two, without judgment. And then at the full moon, which will be at the end of the month, just reflect on how that has transpired. What has occurred in your life with those two themes? We will be doing slightly differently this evening, the journey, but I will prepare you. And also last time we mentioned an 8-year-old girl who was very seriously ill. She's receiving treatment at the moment, which is really quite tough, would be tough for an adult, but she's doing it with a smiling face. So I'd like to just keep her in mind. Equally, if you know of anyone who is ill that you would like to bring to this space as well, please do. This is all about healing. So let's now start our breathing, and make yourself comfortable, make yourself warm, and we will begin. Remember, the breath is taking a deep breath in, holding it at the top of the breath for a count of 3, and then release. Holding the breath out for another count of 3, and then an inward breath. So with that rhythm, just allow those conversations you've had, those thoughts you've had, the interactions you've had with people. Some of them might cause you problems, keep reoccurring in your mind. Just breathe them, let them go. Some of them might be good, so give thanks for those. Always give thanks for things that went well, interactions that went well. Sometimes we don't acknowledge those enough, but they are important. We tend to globally focus on that which is not going well. But just gently breathe out, and dissolve those memories with the breath. If the same memory repeats, this is something you need to take note of after the session. But no judgment, just observation. Observation of that which we need to change is 50% of the transformation work. And we can't completely let go of everything that isn't working for us. We have to do it in stages, and that is the alchemical process. The process by which we observe that which doesn't serve us anymore, that which is suppressing or burying our gifts, our talents, our truths. And the theme of this new moon is about strength and courage. The quality of the Dragon Chinese New Year is also strength and focus. And the path we will be walking on this evening is the ruby crystal path, which has speckles of iron within it. And the reason why we have iron, because the ruby crystal in its raw state is very, very powerful. And the iron helps us to contain it so that we do not misuse that power. Keep breathing in your own time, no stress, just rhythmical breaths. Be aware of any information you've taken in by watching the news, hearing the news or reading the news that's disturbing or worrying. Just let them go. And now we're going to just progress to the body scan. Go to the top of your head, the crown of your head, open a small aperture into which you are going to pour the jade vapor crystal into your body. See it filling every cavity of your skull, your eyes, nasal passages, your mouth. Let it travel down to your throat, just dissolving any tension you might have in your throat, allowing the spine, cervical spine, to elongate. And now the vapor goes over your shoulders, down your arms, and as it does this, you feel an opening in your whole body. Be aware of any joints that need to be released. Down to your fingertips. See the vapor then just diffuse into the cavity of the chest, opening and expanding your lungs, infusing into your heart, clearing the heart, supporting the heart in the hard job it does, keeping the body going. And then bring your attention to the spine, and the vapor envelops every vertebra, going right the way down to the tailbone, strengthening, supporting, lengthening. Now bring your attention to the abdomen, bringing the vapor into the abdomen with all the organs that support digestion, the muscles, it travels down to the pelvic cavity, a deep area with many layers of tissue. Allow the vapor to infuse all the tissue, including the bones. The vapor falls down into the hip joints, helping to keep the hip joints flexible, mobile, healthy and strong. The vapor travels down the legs, thighs, knees, calves, ankles, all the way down to the tips of the toes. Particular attention paid to the joints, the knees, the ankles, and the tiny joints in the feet. See the feet expand, open, release any tension. Now scan the whole body, going from the top of your head all the way down to your toes, scanning internally as you travel down the body, and just be aware of where there's any blockage, any tightness, anything where there is not a free flow of the vapor. And try to remember this so that you can make a note of this at the end of the session. Remember, our body shows us where we hold emotional tension. It's nothing to fear. It's just another indicator to us, helping us to uncover our true selves. Now we're going to shift to begin our journey. See yourself outside in an open landscape. In front of you, a ruby crystal path appears, speckled with iron. Take off your shoes and step onto the path. And as you walk, you can feel the strength and the courage that comes from the crystal, diffusing through the body, connecting with every atom in your body, releasing deep memory of wisdom. In the distance, you see a grove of very tall trees. The trees are all the same. And as you get closer to the opening of the grove, you see these are giant redwood trees. At the opening of the grove, ask permission to come in. And the trees lower their branches and invite you in. You go to the center of the grove and you can sense the energy and the strength from these trees. Choose one of the trees and stand in front of that tree. Ask permission to communicate with this tree. And then with your back against the tree, ask for the wisdom that is appropriate for you today. And feel yourself merge with the tree. And feel that sense of support and protection. When we want to change, when we want to transform, we need that courage and support. Stand up, turn facing the tree and thank the tree for what has transpired. Step back on the path and continue walking out of the grove of trees. You walk out to a plateau that leads to the edge, and you look down where all the waterfalls from the mountain meet in a pool, a large pool of water at the bottom. You begin your descent down to that valley, and as you get down lower and lower, you see that in the center of that water are 5 large ruby crystal pillars speckled with iron. You walk into the water up to your knees only. Cup your hand into the water and drink it. Feel those atoms connect with every cell in your body, bringing strength and courage. You step out of the water, turn, and in the near distance you see a large, round, domed crystal building, ruby crystal. You walk over to the doorway, step inside, and notice around the walls are figures and shapes that you've never seen before in iron. All the walls are decorated with these ancient shapes and languages, geometrical shapes, some of which you've never seen before. Walk into the center where you step upon a crystal disc, at which point all of those shapes, languages are illuminated. And you can see more clearly now the detail of the geometry. The languages. And shapes that were from another galaxy. And you feel the energy as the rays coming from these shapes go into your body. but it's not for long, but just a short while, and then the shapes become back to normal. You're left just in that memory of all that information, which will take time to assimilate and unravel. Walk outside and just adjust to the different environment. But you feel lighter, more positive. And feel you are starting on a new journey in life. Begin to ascend, which takes no energy at all. And as you go up the steps, you can feel that energy inside your body, inside your solar plexus. It's really exhilarating. At the top, you walk towards the grove of trees. Once again, as you go in, you give them thanks for their wisdom, for their presence. And as you walk out, turn and give one final thanks to the trees. And as you turn back on your crystal path, that energy that you received in the domed building begins to broadcast via your solar plexus. And it begins to push forward to your immediate environment, your family, your friends. See them benefit from this energy. Then take this to all the people who are suffering, physically or emotionally. Allow them to be enveloped in this energy. An energy that doesn't deplete you. And then see this energy broadcast across the whole of the British Isles, bringing balance and peace and wisdom. And then see it permeate across the globe to go to every continent, every island, every country. Bringing peace, harmony and wisdom. See it sinking into the oceans and the seas and all the bodies of water, energizing the water, balancing the water. Feel that connectedness to everything and everyone on the planet. The theme of Aquarius is being connected to everyone and everything. equally. And then bring your attention back to the crystal path, and you're coming to the end of your crystal path. You turn round and you thank the path for giving you that support, protection and guidance. Put on your shoes. Take a deep breath in. Gently open your eyes. Just be aware of the room that you're in. Just touch the surrounding area. Be aware of the textures. And do spend some time, even if you felt as if you were sleeping during part of it, if you can remember any of those themes that needs your attention during the next 4 weeks, just write them down. So thank you for joining us this evening, and this recording will be available tomorrow, and do visit the recording regularly just to keep the momentum of the energy going while we're all going through this transformation. So I wish you well. I hope you have a lovely evening and a lovely weekend, and look forward to meeting you again at the next new moon. Goodbye.